Do you think being a jester, like being playful, ever comes at a cost to you? Like, do you notice you'll be with a group of people and you're like, I can be goofy right now to bring up the energy, but I will also be kind of devaluing my social credit in the process because I will have to risk my own appearance for them. And I don't know, because it's like in the context of you guys seeing like looks maxing and jester maxing and all that stuff, like I think if you're if you're out with a
Sorry,
group of girls,
what Jestermaxxing?
Please tell us about Jestermaxxing, please.
the jester maxing is just the idea that guys will do anything to entertain and get a smile or a laugh out of a girl, but like ironically, girls don't want to f those guys. They want 'em around as props, but the guy that they go home with is the guy who's serious and says fucking nothing to them all night. So it's like I wonder where is the balance with that when you're out with a bunch of people, everyone's cold, and you're like, I have the opportunity to step up and be the jester here, but I'm not gonna get laid if I do it type thing.
Okay, I think I've got a good answer to this, Jake, if you're happy for me to go.
Yes.
Okay, so I think humor solely, right, can be a distraction. It can be a smokescreen. I think, and I don't like making blanket statements, but I think there is a theme, let's say, where you can be the class clown in school because you don't want people to ask you real questions about I don't know, your life or how you feel about yourself or your home situation, etc., etc. And I can ground that in personal context, right? So, Jack, you won't know this, but I'm a person with a disability. I have cerebral palsy in my legs. I'm a wheelchair user when I go outside the house, right? And I know as a kid, I played up to the social game more because I stood out. Does that make sense? It was like don't look at this thing that I'm afraid that people will notice that how different I am to everyone else. So please laugh at the things I say and be friends with me because I'm funny, right? There is definitely a situation where that happens. And maybe this jester maxing idea is just a modern, like adult dating version of that same theme of I'll make you laugh, but I'd rather you laugh than see that you don't really respect me. You know what I mean? Like, and I think what sits differently to that is somebody who's genuinely competent, because I think that's what makes you ultimately attractive. That you do something or you hold yourself in a way that is respectable because you are good at something in your life, right? And you had humor and humility on top of that. That's when you've got like the golden package. But if you just have the humor and the playfulness with no substance, you're just a smokescreen. You know, someone will go to grasp it and it's just smoke. It's not real. It's smoke and mirrors. Whereas if you're grounded in competence and genuine character, and you can laugh at yourself and find silliness in things and play and let go, then you have like you're the ultimate package in a sense. What do you think about that?
I 100% agree. Yeah, like you don't lose aura if you have value beyond your jester act. Because then people realize you're shifting into that gear versus this is the only gear you have, and you're petrified of people noticing that. They have a different feel. We keep coming back to feel, but it is a feel thing. You can tell when someone is throwing that little smoke bomb at you versus like, oh no, they just have layers. This person has levels. They can turn it on and this and that. Yeah.
But the jester maxing doesn't give you aura. It's you need to try and have aura and be the jester as well. Like because there's some and the jester kind of it symbolizes to me this like slapstick comedy of like just being silliness. Like that silliness is not like a masculine like respect like
Mm.
cold thing. And I think there's something about it, like always being the silly one. It doesn't work romantically, maybe, which is interesting. Like I used to know a guy that he was very funny, but like he'd almost laugh so much that like he would essentially fill like silences with like laughter. Like he'd always be laughing. Have you ever known those guys that are just always laughing? They fill the silences with laughter. And so you kind of do that so much that your laughter, like, I don't know, no longer has like any specialty about it. Like, it,
Yeah.
and it's just not like a respect thing. Like the two are like different. And I think maybe we want to put that onto our like existing like strong sort of masculine pillars, which would suit us, put the sort of silliness onto the strong masculine pillars, to
I,
attract people.
I think what's worth doing here is separating this idea of the jester that we're talking about now in the modern day and the idea of the fool, which me and Jacob have talked about before, which comes from Carl Jung's work on archetypes and why they're different. Because a jester, let's say in our context, is using humor to distract. And the jester is the person that's there to pacify the king, in a sense, to try and shut the king down from being violent or being angry or whatever, and decompress the situation through humor. But the jester has no substance to them. The jester isn't a high status in that situation. Whereas the fool and the fool archetype is the idea that somebody is willing to look silly for the right reasons. So they're not doing it as a distraction from who they are. They may be really competent in a certain field, but they're still willing to learn the basics or learn from people that aren't as skilled as them, or always willing to grow.